She has done 3 work from home internships in the summer, and she is now placed at L&T in Infotech. Her journey started off with not knowing anything in code in the beginning days of NIT Oracle, and now she has been participating in hackathons, winning it, working in projects, long-term hackathons, and she will be delivering a talk on diversity empowerment in tech. And I'm sure that all of you would love the session. Over to you, Crazy.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So this is me, Tracy. First of all, I want to ask you, am I audible to all? My voice is clear? You can respond in chat section.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So as Chinmay has delivered a very good session, so yeah, first of all, I want to share some of my experience with coding and all. So in my first year, I used to scare of C. Like we have C lab, so I used to scare a lot that like I was like always scared to go to that lab. So I don't even know basics of coding. I like in my 11th, 12th, I used to have the PCMB. So I used to stay away from my laptops and computers all the time. So yeah, my journey started like 2 years back when I have no internship to go anywhere, so I have to go to my home. Like to, I was thinking, what should I do in the like last 2 months? So I thought I discussed with so many people, and then I came up with that I should learn Python. So I learned Python, and in the last when I went for the Corona vacation, same time I have no clue that what I gonna do in these free time. So like I wasted my first month, second month, yeah, approximately third month also. So then I was thinking, what should I do? So I just came up with the mind that what is HTML? See, I seriously don't know what is HTML. Yeah, you must be very shocked to know that, but I seriously don't know what HTML. Like 4 months back. So I start creating my one website. I can show you. Wait. Yeah. So this is the one page, or like we can say that. Yeah, this is the first page I have created in April. Yeah, but now my journey has been so long. Like I don't even remember that. But see, if you can see now in my GitHub, I have I don't even have the count. Yeah, 16 repositories. Like so, mean I have worked with all 16 different projects. So, like how to choose your first project? I just want to discuss first about that. How we can choose an idea, or like how we can imagine that what should we like work on? Like how should we start our journey? So, every journey starts with an idea or with a need. Like, I just tell you one short story because I think it's already very late. Yeah. So my father used to take tea to his office, but he never drank it. So my mom always worried about that father is not taking care of his health. So what I do is I created one small Python project. Okay, that just contain I think 4 to 5 lines. Oh yeah. So that will be containing a desktop notification. So I created that desktop notification for my father to drink tea at a particular time. So in a day, every when the clock starts 11 o'clock. So on my father's laptop, it always shows that you have to drink your tea. So yeah, it's always come up with someone is asking something. Okay, yeah. So Chinmay, I guess you have to come back for the question answer round. Okay, yeah. So meantime, when Chinmay will come, so we can discuss about that. Yeah, so I am very beginner with presentations and all. I seriously don't know how to present or anything. So, like my first and foremost advice to all of you is that if you want to ask anything, please speak up. Okay, I can read the chat section, comment section also, but I want you guys to like respond between the seminar because it should be interactive. Because this is the like one of the most important issue we are going to discuss. Okay. So are you guys, let's start. Okay, hello,
Yes, Preeti,
anyone?
you can
Chinmay,
start.
you want to continue?
Yeah, I
Chinmay
can
Chinmay can take
answer.
the session at the end of the talk if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
क्या बोलता
after
है?
this, you deliver, I'll here. Okay, is that fine?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
it will be
yeah,
fine.
that's cool. Okay, yes. Okay, so as Chinmay session is very motivated, so R will be a bit different from all these stuff. Okay, so at the last of my presentation, I will be discussing with you about the upcoming opportunities for especially for girls in hackathons. Like there are 2 3 hackathons that's only mandatory only for girls, and there will be 1 2 fellowships that are also coming for only for the female candidates. So we are going to discuss in the last of the session. Okay. So first we are starting with the diversity in tech. So why we need diversity in tech? Like everyone is talking about that, but why do we need that diversity? Like right now, Google is also like working a lot on diversity. But why do we need that? Google is already like one of the topmost companies in the world. Like so, why he is focusing on diversity? So these are questions that we need to think a lot. So at the end of my presentation, I hope you all guys will get to know about these answers. Yeah, and if I'm able to inspire any of you guys, it will be very great. Okay. So like I'll start with the question. This is my habit. I always like when I start preparing for this PPT, I start myself with a question. That's why do we need diversity? So after when I finishing up my presentation, I am able to like answer myself that yes, we need diversity in technology. It is important. So I'm going to start with you guys. So this is my question to you. Like, do you know about the scientist who invented the term software engineering? Anyone? You can write in the chat section or you can speak also. It's not like our regular MS Team class that you have to answer. If you don't know, you can say it that we don't know. We can move to another question and then we can answer it. So anyone? Okay, I guess no idea. Okay, yeah. So no issues. Okay, next question is also related to the same person. So I'm going to show that. Yeah. Does anyone know anything about this picture? This is very famous picture. Yeah, like a lot of memes are also made on this picture. Might Chin may be knowing that. Anyone? Yes, yes. This is very great. Yeah, yeah. So this is the girl along with his MIT team. They developed the software code that we required for the Apollo 11 mission, in which Neil Armstrong was the astronaut. Yeah. So this is Martin Helmeten. So she was the director of software engineering division of MIT Instrument Laboratory. So they have created the software that is required to go for the Apollo mission. So yeah, so the software engineering word was first used for these developers. So she was leading the team. So yeah, I haven't thought that the software engineering team has been come up from a lady. Yeah, and if you go to Google and search it, you also get to know that she has also mentioned that a lot of people make fun of her that this software engineering division is only made just so that the hardware division should not feel embarrassed. Yeah, this was the word she used as that there are many people who make fun of the software developer at the time of 1960s. So yeah. Okay. So we move further. Yeah. About the diversity in tech. Why do we need a diversity in tech? So as you know that population is approximately nearly to 50-50%, like women and male ratio. We first take it to that. Like there are we need diversity in other sectors too, like in ethnicity and other stuff. But basically, we're going to talk about the major issue, that is the ratio in male and female. So yeah, there are many companies who already taken a lot of steps like for this to increase the diversity in technology. So Deloitte is one of the company. So what they do is they created one university blind interviewing process. So sorry for the background noise. Yeah, it sometimes happens. Okay. So Deloitte came up with one solution that judge the they're gonna judge the participant or the person who are applying for the position, not basis on which university they are sitting. Is they style like in India, like we are classifying into that IIT, NITs, and then the last government colleges, and then private colleges. Yeah. So we are ranked like that. So in whenever someone is interviewing us, so first question is that from where did you complete your BTech? So people will ask. So that will favor or unfavor the participant. So that is one type of biasing that they are stopping. They are trying to stop. So this is a very good initiative that I found that I want you should also know. So Deloitte is taking a good steps in that regard. And another thing we can do is that we can change the recruitment process. Like in the recruitment team. So in the recruitment team, the some of the new policies is that there should be one female and there should be one person of different color to be at the higher position, so that there will be no biasing between the contestants. So I found these policies are very nice, but there are some like issues that we need to sort. Like some questions we need to ask: is this enough? Are these companies are really doing something to like remove this biasing in the technology, to increase the diversity in technology? So I don't find that these are the enough solutions, like the way we can increase the diversity. So yeah, I've researched a lot of articles about that, and we came up with something that we can do at our own individual level. Okay. So anyone want to ask anything? Okay. Yeah. So we can begin. Yeah. So, as you guys know, there are a lot of clubs in SAC these years started. So, one of them is She Coders. So, yeah, I'm presenting this PPT like in behalf of She Coders. So, why we need girls in tech? The basic motto of my presentation is today is that why we need girls in tech. Okay. Anyone have any idea about that? Why we need girls in tech? Please speak up if you want to share something or you want to have. Do you have? Okay. So like I also ask sometimes when I see that this is a women's scholarship, this is a women like uplifting program. So I always ask myself why we need this program. Like there should be a common scholarship also. There is a common like a workshops also. But why do we need this special treatment for the girls in tech? So like same question I asked myself, and then I at last I disagree myself that yes, girls need a special privilege in tech so that they get uplifted in the technology. I can share the stats with you that it's horrible. Like you see this, like if you take 50-50 percentage of boys and girls as a school, like we study in school. So if we consider that in school that 50-50% are 50-50% are girls and boys in the college school, and same goes in the college. Like college we see in our college, it's like 800 to 200 ratio. That is very less because we are in engineering background, and people say that girls usually take less part in engineering, more in MBBS and all. So why all these differences are happening? Why girls are not coming in STEM field? So we are going to discuss next. Yes. So in 1995, the computer scientist 37% of them are females. But today, this ratio went down the lane to 24%. I was very shocked to know that. Why this is happening? So, there is a great study that going on that basically shows that women face these type of barriers just because of the stereotype thinking. Yeah, like that society and they themselves, like I am a girl, like I myself was so scared to go to in the coding field that I don't know, that scares me a lot. I don't know why, but it scares me a lot that what is this, like how to code, like how to debug a code, like yeah, like initial of my days, like I always struggle with how I would debug my own code. Like I will ask other people, I will give them screenshots, like how will I debug my code? Like I don't know how to read a error. Yeah, that was my condition. But yeah, improving, and I will be improving a lot in further classes. So yeah, so basically, women's lack of mentorship, and one is a role model. Why mentorship and why role model? It's like half of the girls are suffering from these two issues. Like why they are suffering from these two issues? It's disheartening to know that. But yeah, we can read further that why is this problem happen. So why not STEM? So girls are like, if you go to NEET exam, NEET is the is the exam for MBBS student, entrance exam for MBBS student. I also attempted for NEET. So yeah, why girls wanted to go in other fields more, not in STEM? Like you guys know what is STEM? Science, technology, engineering, mathematical field. These all are collectively called as STEM. So why girls are not going in STEM? So it's not that the girls are less intellectual. Like some people think that girls are less intellectual, like they perform less in the field of math, engineering, technology. That's why they are not going in these fields. Like if like you are listening to me and you're thinking that I am very stereotyped right now. I am not a stereotype. I am just reading some other comments, and I was going like last 2 3 days. I was going through this Google and all. I was searching what people say about girls are not. Everyone's view. Okay. So it's not like that girls are less intellectual than boys. That's why they are not going in these fields. There are a couple of reasons that why girls are not in tech. Girls are not in STEM. So these are the reasons. Okay. Yeah. Yes. These are the reasons. So the first reason is the negative stereotyping, lack of role models, discouragement, low self-confidence, and the fear of competing in the male-dominant industries. Yeah. It's not only the male-dominant industries. Like when I started off my career, like when I started off coding, I was thinking that there are a lot of students who are like better than me, better like it's the best than me. Like I don't even know 0% of him. So how will I gonna compete? This was the first fear that I was dealing with, and low self confidence. Like right now, when I was like listening to Chinmay's PPT, I was getting this confidence, like low confidence that like how I am gonna present. Yeah. So this is like, and discouragement. Yeah. Like in my case, discouragement is not an issue, but in some cases it is. Lack of role models. Yeah, this is also why Chinmay you are sad. Hello, Chinmay. Hello,
No, you continue,
Chinmay.
continue.
Okay. You were showing sad, no? So I was asking. तुम क्यों sad हो? Okay, yeah. So, so the most important is that people start pressurizing a girl's mind from childhood that it's about its intellectual ability, it's about the physical ability, that we are not capable of doing this. I give you a short example. I don't want to discuss. Okay, if anyone from TNP, please do not listen. Okay, so I was like past week, I was having my LNP interview, technical interview. Yeah, it was very good. So it was going up to 30 minutes. Yeah. So in the last 10 minutes, the interviewer is a lady, and she was a very like not a old lady, but not a young, middle age. So she asked me, do you have any questions? So I asked, ma'am, you spent 10 years to this company. How do you feel like working here? So what she told me, it's very shocking. Like that's why when the She Coder president asked me to take this PPT, I agree in a 1 minute that I wanted to discuss these issues with everyone, so that they should not like get restricted themselves from these issues. So what she said is that this job is very nice for girls basically. मैंने बोला why ma'am? So she told me that as you like spend more years here, there will be less burden on girls. You will be located to your favorable location. There will be less hectic work. You can spend time with your family. Yeah, this is important time. We want to spend time with our family, but it shows that there will be no burden as a girl on you. Like after that, in 10 years, maybe you get some more responsibilities. So this company will not bother you. You can stay as long as you want. So I was very shocked to know that why she was telling me this as she spent 10 years to this company. So yeah, why we need to think like this? I don't think any one of the boy who gave the interview deal with the same answer that I was dealing with. I was very shocked to know that. So this is the thinking that we all are facing at one particular time, that our focus should be on the different terms in terms of not in terms of career that much. Career is a priority, but for girls it should not be the priority after certain age. So this is a very wrong thing that I was feeling. So yeah, I should not distract myself from other stuff. So we can focus more. Like why this matters. Like everyone think ki, yeah, women should be encouraged in every field, but why in technology? There are a lot of talks going on now that women in tech, that women tech makers. There are so many companies that started a different division for girls only. But why all this happening? The obvious reason must be that women contribute to like approximately 50% of the population, so it has all the rights. Yeah, but basically this will be the obvious answer. But there are some studies that going on that shows that the World Economic Forum said that empowering women can bring 28% increase than 7 years. So in years, and there will be a fact that says that only 20 girls, and in that will even that only 7% of the of a startup, and will be only this is very
Daisy, can you hear us? Your
will
voice
be
is
founding.
breaking. Could you please repeat?
Hello.
Could you please repeat the last 1 minute? Your voice was a bit off.
Uh,
Just the
okay,
last
okay,
1 minute.
okay, yeah, sure. So I was telling about the stats. Yeah, I was telling about the stats that women hold only 20% of the technical jobs. Why? But if we are contributing 50% to the population, then why only 20% are like 20 to 80 ratio? Why is this ratio it still exists in technical jobs if we are doing a lot of stuff? Okay, and for the startup, this ratio goes worse. Like only 17% of the women there are women who start up a career, like who did a startup. So in that also, only 3% of them are receiving official funding. So this is a fact that says that we should invest more time in uplifting girls in technology. Okay. Okay, yes. So, and there are more studies going on that says that women-founded companies generate more revenue, like 150% of more revenue than they are investing. So this is not me. This is the fact of saying that the women-founded companies, they generate more revenue. And if we have a team of diversity, so like only if we talk about the gender diversity, so the results are going to increase a bit more. Like it will get that the business to get the business making decisions are really increasing if we increase the gender diversity in a team. So yes, yeah, a diverse group is more likely to generate a correct answer to a problem than a homogeneous group. So this will be a point. Yeah. So right now we are discussing about the individual solutions. Like what are the solutions that will lead to sort out this problem? So as a first grade, like we all in our initial schooling, so it says that women are less likely to associate their gender with intellectual abilities than boys. Like women, like but why? But why? Why in the latest state they are not participating in STEM if they are not associating their own gender with this intellectual ability that they are less capable to go in that state. But in the later stage, why it is happening that they are not attending the STEM field? It's because of it is because of the society that made them and the parents and the teachers. It's all about the negative stereotype thinking of the people that especially in this field, people are more socially inactive. They are not these type of thinking. So this should not be there. So these stereotype thinking can be changed if we explore girls to more about technology. Like we should do more such type of seminars, workshops, and we should like make them introduced to the young leaders of this technology where the girls have participated more than boys, so that they get to know that yeah, they are doing great, so we can also do that. Yeah, this is called the inspiration spirit we can gain from them. So yeah, a cut bias in the recruitment of women, especially in the senior roles. So yeah, right now the technical position for the girls at the entry level has increased, I must say. But as you go in higher roles, so senior roles, there will be a biasing for girls. Like as you see in our school, we used to have a lot of female teachers in our school timing, but when we reach to at the university level, like in our NIT, right now the voice is also breaking. Yeah, it is clear. Hello,
It's
my
clear,
voice
guys.
is
It's clear. It's clear.
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it's okay.
So yeah, okay. So in our school time, there will be the ratio is totally opposite. There will be more female teachers than male teachers. But when we reach NIT, we see that there are male professors are more than female professors. You check in your departments also. So why this ratio is why this ratio is there? Like at when it comes to a PhD level or any scientific level research or any senior roles, why there will be less women? It's basically is in the mindset and it's in the recruitment process that the women are not motivated enough to take the senior roles. Okay. So this will be, we are discussing about all the issues now. It's over. So now I'll be discussing about some scholar programs that are there in our society to uplift these issues that we have discussed. So the first is with the first program is by Google. That will be a Women Tech Maker program. This is a great program for those like for everyone who want to start off, who are there in the technical field already. Like when we go in IT jobs and all, if we wanted to still learning and like make a community and try to be a member or try to be a speaker. Yeah, there will be two options. You can be a member and you can be a speaker. Like you can contribute as giving a seminars and motivate others, and you can be a member where there will be some other experienced people who will be mentoring you. So this is a very great platform. I'll be there as a mentor here. And another one is Girls in Tech. I personally like this one because um, if you go and read their blogs, it's so inspiring. And if you go to their boot camps, they are also so inspiring, and you can learn a lot from these. So these are some seven. There are a lot of if you search in internet, but right now because I am engaging with these all, so I'll be only discussing these. So at last is NG Girls. I recently came across this platform. So what is that? Anyone does any web development here? Anyone know Angular? Okay, I did. Angular is a JavaScript framework for basically for web development. So NG Girls provides free mentorship and free courses for girls to learn more in this field. There are many boys who are teaching. There are like a lot of senior members who are teaching. Even the Angular, the open source contributor Angular itself teaching in this. So it's a very like I really like it. I learn Angular from their site only. So these are very interesting programs that you can be a part of, and I'll be sharing these names with you. You can search in Google and get your membership. It's really good, and these all programs are for free. You can join at any time, at any cost, anything. Okay. So, I was first initially I wanted to discuss individually about these programs, but I thought as more likely these are all of same type. So basically, what they provide us boot camps. Boot camps is basically it is a complete course structure where you can learn stuff. Okay, so mentorship. Like I was when initially I wanted to start, I was lack of mentorship. Like I don't know from where should I start my career. Should I learn Python? Should I learn C? Should I go to web development? Should I go to machine learning? Should I go to app development? Yeah. So I was not aware. So mentorship is very important if you want to start off your career. So these platforms provide a very good mentorship. Like here, there are a lot of female who are working in very different, like very good companies. So they are ready to give you any type of help you want. So these are a great platform. You can take part, and there will be workshops. Yeah. Last week I participated one summit that is organized by Women Tech Makers Summit. So there that creates where there were very good workshops for for basically web development because I was focusing on that. So I like the workshops a lot. So these platforms are very great if you are like eager to learn something. Like I don't have any particular interest, but one thing I would say that I love to learn new things. So these type of things always inspire me. So I always want you to join these stuff. This is a good platform. Okay. So now it comes to She Coders. She Coders, I recently came across She Coders. So this is an ITR initiative for girls who love coding, yeah, who wanted to start their career in coding, yeah, who wanted to take part in a community where we can share our ideas, discuss stuff. So yeah, She Coder is an ITR's initiative. So it's a very good very initial state. So where they organize, I think, sessions in coding, and recently they created this first C workshop, and it's very good. So I must recommend you if you are an ITR. So if you are in an ITR, so you should participate in She Coders. Okay. So yeah, like these are the basic important things. Upcoming hackathons. There are two upcoming hackathons that are only focused on girls. So I must recommend you to participate in these. So you can go. I have attached all the links here, so you can go to their website and check out their theme and which theme they are building on. So this is very near the Women Wonder Tech Hackathon. So you can see if you can participate. And another one is a long hackathon. So that is a Girls in Tech virtual hackathon that we have to create a breast cancer solution. Anything you can try or you can participate. It let me tell you one thing. It doesn't matter how big or small your idea is. It's just it should be your own, and you should like able to complete it. It really doesn't matter you win or you lose. Like I have participated in 3, 4 hackathons, and I, I like yeah, I submitted all the hackathons that I am interested. It really doesn't matter. Sorry for the background noise. Huh? So it really doesn't matter कि you really win or not. It just matters the how much effort you're putting in and how much you're learning. So I must recommend you to participate in that. And yeah, this is an upcoming fellowship. Okay, that is DShaw India is giving a free 3-day free program. It it's its structure is very nice. Like if you go to the timeline, in these 3 days they are organizing great workshops, seminars, and a lot of interactive things. So I must recommend you to attend that, and they are providing fellowship also. I don't know the amount, but deadline is September 18th. So try to take part. It's only for the pre-final years. So I'll be sharing upcoming fellowships in future, but this is the recent one. So try to follow that. Okay. Yeah. So finally, I end up with my seminar with one quote. So yeah, if you are going to build a product for everyone, then you must include everyone in your team. And you need to have a team that represents everyone. This is what Google said. Like like there are okay, I am not speaking any example right now, but yeah, if you are building a product for everyone, which include Americans, Asians, and everyone, then you at least need one person from their community to discuss, to put forward their points in terms of you. Okay. So yeah, this is me. Thank you. I am finally a student. So if you have any queries, you can ask me or later, or you can join me on any platform you want. And if you want to discuss anything with me or you just want to chit chat, you can do that. So thank you so much. Thank you. Over to you, Abel.
Thanks, Prezi, and thanks everyone for staying throughout the session. It definitely was a wonderful session by Prezi and by Chinmay. There were few questions that were addressed to Chinmay that we missed out. It's a small mistake on our part. So I'll try to address them. Chinmay has some work and he is not here in the call right now. First question was, there are some hackathons which have a specific theme. So Prezi, you can stop presenting if that's fine. There are some hackathons which have a specific theme. So the question was, is it mandatory to stick to the given theme? So there are two kinds of hackathons. The first kind is when they have a specific set of tracks or themes, and it is mandatory to build on those tracks. And then there are other hackathons where they have a theme, but the theme is not enforced. Like we can have a theme of, let's say, festival and Diwali, but we make a hackathon which we recommend people to build on that, but it is not mandatory. So look at the hackathon rules to understand how it works. As far as MLH hackathons go, the one that happens every weekend managed by MLH, those themes are not mandatory. It's good if you follow those themes. The overall idea of the theme is to give a sense of festival kind of vibe to the entire hackathon, so that all the events that happen, the workshops, everything relate to the theme. The projects that you submit, if you submit related to a theme, it's well and good. They have some extra bonus points. So, but it is not mandatory for the MLH hackathon that happens. So that was, if I'm not wrong, one of the questions. There was other question as well. Just a second. The other question was, is contribution just to the documentation considered a valid contribution. This is in reference to contributing to an open source project on GitHub. So contributing to the documentation, on my personal understanding, is something which is going to help the coding community more than actual code. Because in an open source environment, what matters more is not what your code does. What matters more is that how many people are able to understand and utilize your code. And for this to happen, documentation is important. And as long as you are doing valid documentation to an existing code, it is going to help the maintainer and everyone that keeps on coming and going to use the code. A small example is can be any of the services you use, Firebase, Google Cloud, anything. We're able to understand and use the services because the team at those corporations have made an entire guide of the documentation. Without that, if you are just given a GitHub repo of how Google Cloud works, it's very difficult for any of us to utilize it. So that's where documentation plays an important role. So even documentation is a valid and an important contribution. That is pretty much of the questions that we had missed out. We'll be having sessions tomorrow as well, day after tomorrow as well. Tomorrow's session is a first session on Python. We'll be having one more session on Python in upcoming week. Together, these two sessions, you will learn to start with Python and to go on to become a Python, to develop a Python bot, which is going to scrape tweets of Twitter. So 2 workshops and you will be there from zero to making a Twitter bot, a bot which is going to scrape tweets off Twitter. Okay? The Sunday session this Sunday is going to be on a collaboration between Design Tab and the coding clubs. It is on how to work on projects which require UI UX and how to work on teams which have both designers and coders. This is helpful for people who have some projects which work as a team and they have some coders, some designers, and the coders are not sure how the designs should be given to us. The designers are not sure how to make designs which the coders can develop. So this session will be taken by me and Ruben. We have developed a few projects in the past few years. Some of them, they were a journey for us. We did a lot of mistakes, and through those mistakes, we learned a lot, and we want to impart that knowledge to all of you so that you don't make the same mistakes. You develop projects which are A class. So that's the whole idea of it. The registration links for all the sessions will be available on all the social media of us or any of the coding clubs that we have partnered with, and also on Slack. If you're not on Slack, it's recommended that you join Slack. It is, as of now, the largest tech community of NIT Rourkela. We have 550 around members. I'm not sure of the exact numbers, but it's surely 500 plus. So join the Slack. We have mentors and guides for almost any topics you want. And as far as hackathons go, if you're interested to participate in hackathons this weekend by MLH, the opening ceremony has started 2 or 3 minutes ago. If you want, you can join at the opening ceremony, participate and do some cool stuff at the hackathon. So have an enjoyable weekend, participate in our workshop series and do learn. And the month of October is all about developing projects. September is for learning. October is for developing projects. So I hope you all have a fantastic time. And if you have anything to ask or request or any feedback for us, feel free to unmute yourself or type in the chat. We'll be glad to help you out. Once again, thank you all for joining, and thanks to Crazy and to Chinmay for the wonderful session. Also, is Harish on the call? Harish? No? Okay, so Harish has left. Okay, I assume that, okay, we have, could you please share the Slack link to join? Yeah, sure. I'll type it in the chat. Can you check if this links work for you? It's bit.ly/NITRDevs. 2 more links I'll share in the chat just for the benefit of both of you, of everyone in the call. As mentioned by Chinmay, we have a lot of public APIs which can be of immense help to the people who are developing projects. So I'm sharing 2 links. One is Hacktoberfest link. One is a link of GitHub APIs. The first link that I've shared contains a list of all the publicly available free APIs which can be useful. The second link is the link of Hacktoberfest. You don't need to worry about the complexity of the website, although it is not at all complex. It's an open source festival all across the globe in the month of October. The reason why I sent this link is because this Hacktoberfest website has a list of repos, or as we can call as projects, which are beginner friendly, language wise segregated. So if you are starting off with any tech stack, if you want to find some beginner repos, go to Hacktoberfest website. They have a section for beginner friendly repos. Look at those guides and find those repos, and I'm sure that it will help you. If you still need help, we're always there. Ping us on Slack anytime. We'll be glad to help you out.
Yeah, hello. Yes, the Slack link is working. Thank you. And like I see the session is getting recorded, so I have joined late. So may I know where the session will be available?
The session will be available on our YouTube channel, DSC NIT Rourkela. It should be available there by the next 48 hours. We just need to process it and upload it. So it takes around 48 hours for us because we need to download and process it. So it will be there pretty soon. If you're not able to find the link, ping us on Slack. Within a day, we'll send you the link.
Okay, sure. Yeah, thank you.
What is stack? I never get the word. Everyone says to choose a stack. Oh, a stack. Okay. Let us first understand what stack is, what the literal meaning of stack is. So stack is a very simple way to say a bundle. It's not exactly a bundle, but it is similar to a bundle. A good example of a stack is you have a bunch of plates. So one layered about the one put on top of the other. So that's what a stack is. Let's not go into the complexity. What people usually mean when they say, what's your stack or what's your tech stack is, what are the programming languages you know? Like what are the languages or concepts you know? Let's say if you know Python and Flask to make websites. So you can say your stack is Python and Flask, and that's how it works. Or if you want to go into broader terms, there are terminologies like backend and front end. Backend is the server-side coding of the website or an architecture. The front end is what the end users see. So the very simple meaning of stack is what are the programming languages and concepts you know. I agree that in the field of technology, and not just in technology, in many other fields, we have many terms which are frightening. Stack, CI/CD. So सुनने में difficult है, but in the initial days, the terms look intimidating, but these are not intimidating. It's easy to learn and grasp. And as you move, you will enjoy these concepts, I'm pretty sure. Anyone else wants to ask anything? Okay, I guess that is pretty much it. If anyone wants, you can ask now. I'll wait for like 1 or 2 minutes more if you want to ask anything. Anything out of the blue, feel free to ask. The whole idea of the Preptember series is that we are trying our best to encourage beginners and people who are not into tech to delve into tech, so that they don't find it difficult. The whole idea of the entire September month is to be beginner friendly, and it's okay even if you're starting today. Even if you're starting tomorrow, it's totally okay. You're not behind anyone. The day you start is the right day, and today is the right day to start if you're going to start with all. So do it. And as always, feel free to ping any of us if you have any concerns. And even on any of our calls that happen, you don't necessarily have to type in chat. You can even unmute and speak. There is no restriction. Feel informal. Take the opportunity to learn and grow. Okay, with that, I assume that no one has anything to ask. So thank you all for joining. It was a wonderful session. Stay safe, good night, and hope to see you at the tomorrow's session. The links of the registration are posted in Slack and on social media if you are interested. So good night, Tata, and stay safe. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.